Hello and welcome to the How Do You View You podcast with your host, Griffinstein. Today we have, I was going to call you Tammy. I always call you Tammy, but I don't know if that's what you want to go by.
That's how you know when you've been knowing me a long time.
Yeah. I was going to say, Tammy Morgan. And I was like, yeah.
Only the people who knew me from the manor and back in those days.
New? Okay. Yeah, so.
Yes. Real Richmond.
Oh, yeah, Real Richmond.
My official name is Tamera Morgan-Hudson. Currently, I am working, I'm a co-founder of Melanated Harmony. My co-founder, her name is Nicole Holmes. A funny story about that is we both started off with M last names. She used to be a McCowan. I was a Morgan. We both got married, and both our new last names started with H. She's a Holmes, and now I'm a Hudson. So we were like, we're going to put something together, and we're going to keep our initials. So that's where Melanated Harmony was born.
I got you. M and H.
Yes.
Okay.
So we bring in the old and continuing with the new.
That's a good thing.
Melanated Harmony was born out of a need for our community. I've been working with a couple of other groups. No Justice Under Capitalism, We Are Their Voices, Impact, the Ella Baker Center, All of Us or None, California Prison Focus. I'm on the San Quentin Inmate Family Council. I'm on the California State Inmate Family Council.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you went all in. Oh, okay.
My daughter is the founder of Melanin and Mimosas, and I'm also the founder of Ladies Living Life, which are more social networks for women of color. Business oriented or just social? Okay. We network on a business tip, and we network so we can debrief together. We do wine tastings. We go out shopping and go to museums. Wow. We do some networking.
So how would somebody join that one?
The Ladies Living Life and Melanin Mimosas you can find them both on Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Yes. Now, Melanated Harmony, however, because my co-founder is amazing, we are in the process of becoming incorporated. We are going to be an official nonprofit.
Wow.
Yes, we're working on that. Our focus is going to be on working with the children and families of incarcerated persons and helping incarcerated persons upon their release. We've both been affected personally by people being incarcerated for long periods of time, unfairly and unjustly, which we can talk about later on.
Yeah, man.
So that's our focus. Our focus is to rebuild our community from within the community. Yes. She's out in the Stockton French Camp area, so she's pulling from that area, and I'm pulling from this side of the Bay Area. We work together. We do a lot of phone calls. She's not as active on the protest front. She has a new baby that just turned 1.
Yeah, no.
And with COVID, we're not taking no chance.
No, it's not worth it.
But she's amazing behind the scenes, and there's a lot of stuff that I would not have been able to do without her.
But people discount people that's not in front sometimes, but those are the spines and the thing, because it's some things that I know I can't do, or I don't excel at. So it's another person that can do. I can excel at paperwork. All of this, being in front of the camera. Hey, man, I don't really care for that. But I see that what I've been telling people lately is you gotta have a team.
Yes.
You cannot do any of this by yourself. Anybody that's thinking they're doing it by themselves,
you'll go crazy.
It'll burn you out. You'll have a heart attack. Is what you'll kill yourself.
It's too much going on. I mean, like, we both have full-time jobs. I work in social services. I work for Contra Costa County. So, full-time trying to help people, 40 hours on that end.
And 140 hours helping people. Yeah.
Then I get off from work and I come home and I got these Zoom calls with all these different organizations, and we got protests that we need to organize and, people we need to support. I do want to say before I forget, We Are Their Voices is having a protest in the Central Valley this weekend on Sunday. Every prison in the Central Valley should have someone representing them.
Wow.
We've done all 35 prisons in one day. So now...
What?
Yeah. It was a little scarce. It could have been better. But when you think about that you got somebody to show up at each of the 35 prisons at the same time.
That's huge.
That means we're getting there.
Yeah.
we're definitely getting there.
The fact that you had a protest at all 30, I'm just re-saying what you saying because that I don't want anybody to miss that. That's big. Even if it was one person there, you had a concerted effort and got there.
Yes.
Wow. For the voices of the prison. Dang.
Yes, we do not play. We've been to Gavin's house.
The governor?
Yes, we have.
Jeez.
We've been to his house to protest. We went to the former secretary's house, Mr. Diaz. Yeah, we went to his house a few times to protest. If anyone knows Kathleen Allison's address, holla at your girl.
I'll pop it up at the bottom if anybody know it.
And if we can find that address, Kathleen, we coming to see you for Christmas. Because if we can't see our families, we're going to make sure you don't enjoy seeing yours. Yes.
That's a movement right there.
So this weekend is just the Central Valley prisons. If you can get to any of them, your support is welcome. You can go to We Are Their Voices social media. You can help them financially. No Justice Under Capitalism. Currently, we are, let me make sure I say it correctly. We are assisting incarcerated persons with filing their habeas corpus petitions for early release from San Quentin due to COVID-19. If you have a loved one that is in San Quentin currently, go on my page, email me at melanatedharmony20. All I need is the person's name and their CDC number. We will mail them a packet directly. We have lawyers who are willing to file for them free. So those of you who are hearing that there's help out there, but it's going to cost you a few dollars, no. No Justice Under Capitalism is more than willing to help you. Right now, we're trying to get the word out. We want to get the filings done as soon as possible because there's another court date coming up. The hope is that San Quentin will have to release 1,100 out. They're overpopulated, basically.
By that 1,100 or by
Yes.
more? Okay.
At least, because they're saying that those numbers are not correct. They're saying that there's more in there. They're just, massaging the numbers.
What is the habeas corpus? It's just because of COVID? Because because they can't get the separation in there. It's no way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is San Quentin is trying to circumvent this by transferring people to other prisons. The problem with that is when you transfer people to other prisons who have possibly been exposed to COVID.
You spreading.
Exactly.
Which means the habeas corpus is still valid.
Exactly.
But what about the people that they shipped out?
Already?
Can they file, or it goes by where you are currently?
Well, because the Marin County public defenders have jumped on this, they're working to get people released. No other county public defender has stepped up. So right now, the focus is on San Quentin, but the No Justice Under Capitalism group has said that they are willing to move forward with other prisons if they get enough interest. So right now we're doing a big push for San Quentin because they already have a court date. Wow. And following that, we're going to branch out.
That's huge.
I've been telling all my friends and people on Facebook, like right now, San Quentin, we need those names first. But it doesn't hurt to start making a list.
So that you already have it. So
you exactly. And we can start getting their paperwork to them so that when it's time, they're ready to submit it back in. The packets are like 50 pages. It's a lot of information that they need to fill out and provide. So the more time they have, the better.
Better. Because it has to be done by the court date?
Well, for San Quentin, yes.
Yeah. That's a lot of paper. When is the court date? Do we know yet?
They just extended it. There's one this week, and I think there's another one in January because they're going back and forth with the filings and appeals and things like that.
January is enough time to fill out 50. I mean, you got 24 hours in there. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, you can fill that.
But and every person has to put their own personal story, and they have to attach their own exhibits as far as like what classes they've taken so far since they've been inside, and
like a rehabilitation.
Yes, and what medical issues they have and things like that, because all those things are going to have them categorized later on, as opposed to whether they qualify. Because the early release right now is dependent on you have to be over a certain age and have
Diabetes or
pre-existing
something.
health care,
Yeah.
health issues and things like that.
That makes sense, though. That does make sense.
Yes.
Man, yeah, that's huge. I saw that. I saw the habeas corpus, and when when I used to see the word habeas corpus, well, not see it, but Perry Mason. That's the only time I ever see somebody say, "Yeah, I'm throwing in a habeas corpus so to get this thrown out of court." And so I probably need to go look that up. In fact, it'll be a definition on the screen. I'm gonna add it. Okay. So is a Melanated Harmony under justice?
Well,
or
not under, we are separate.
Separate, okay. Yeah, that's why I want to make sure people understand if they want to help you.
Yes.
That's Melanated Harmony.
Yes.
Okay.
Melanated Harmony is my baby, and Ladies Living Life is my baby.
Ladies Living Life. And your daughter's is
Melanin Mimosas.
Melanin Mimosas.
Yes.
Why, she got married and her name stayed in?
No. No, her and her friends that was born out of, they were drinking mimosas.
Goddamn.
And they were having some really deep conversations.
Wow.
And they're doing fundraising, and it just, it kept growing and growing.
That's how good movements go.
Yeah,
that's
very proud of her. Actually, while we're talking about her, let me brag about my baby for a minute. I brought her books to show you.
Oh.
She's a published author. This book, she actually went into the prison, the women's prison and the men's prison, and talked with the incarcerated persons, and poems written by herself and some of the incarcerated persons.
That's huge.
This one,
Sierra
Gervais Gordon.
Sierra Gervais Gordon.
This is her early work. She was still using her full name. This one, she actually interviewed people from Richmond. And it's about the city of Richmond. This one is her most recent one, Unto Ivy's Rib. On this one, she's just Sierra Gervais. She grew up a little bit.
Sierra Gervais.
Back in the day.
Man.
Me and my baby. So, this one I know you can find on Amazon. I'm not sure if you can still find The Walking Testimonies, Richmond is Home.
That incarcerated words, how would somebody get that one?
I would have to ask her.
Okay.
But you can catch her on Melanin Mimosas. She's on Facebook.
Okay. Yep.
You can hit me up on Melanated Harmony, and I can ask those questions as well.
And she'll get you a copy if you need one.
Oh,
okay.
Definitely, we'll try to work that out. This one, Section 8. This is by, I call him my son, but I didn't give birth to him. But he's still mine. So this is about growing up in Richmond on Section 8 housing.
Wow.
You can also find this on the internet, Amazon, I believe. Brilliant Products of Richmond. So if they tell you that children from Richmond don't do big things, they're lying.
Yep. They're trying to stifle you. It's manipulation if they tell you that.
Exactly.
We from Richmond.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they can't tell us that. This is an ignorant question. Why should people care that people that committed a crime, and I know, it's people that went to jail for stealing a bike and got 7 years for a bike, not a motorcycle either. I'm saying, so why should people care about these incarcerated people?
Well, let me say this: Tajon Shepard is in Martinez County Jail, and Tajon went into jail on October 15th, and by November 15th, Tajon can barely get a full sentence out. He has developed severe stuttering. He has lost the use of the right side of his body. They are denying him to go to an outside hospital. They're trying to tell him that he's faking. He has memory loss. That's why people should care.
Yeah.
He's a human. Regardless of what Tajon did, Tajon hasn't even been convicted yet. He's still pending trial.
Oh.
But how do you fight your case if you can't talk? If it takes you 2 minutes to tell your family, I love you, how do you assist your lawyer with giving yourself adequate defense?
Ain't no way.
No, I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. I don't know. But I'm saying he's a human being and he deserves adequate health care and to be treated like a human. So we'll start with them. My son was shot back in July.
This year?
Yeah. In the midst of all this protesting for incarcerated person's rights, I had to
Wow.
run back and forth to the hospital to check on my child that was shot. And during all that, I still felt like if the person who shot my child was caught, I would want them to be treated like a human being.
That's dedication.
I mean,
But it's that's very beautiful because that's non-hypocritical.
I mean, yeah, it was like, I think it was like God testing me, like, is that really the message you want to put out there?
Man.
Like, do you still feel like that today while
After
your
this.
child is in the emergency room?
And you passed the test.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't easy. But,
Yeah.
and to be honest, there were days because of COVID, I couldn't go in to the hospital. So when my son got shot, because he's ridiculous, he didn't stay where he got shot. He called me and yelled out 3 buildings. And I knew, he said, I'm shot, and he said 3 buildings. So I had to get dressed and run to the car and go pick up my kid and took him to the emergency room and hoped that he didn't die in my back seat.
Yeah.
You know, and then I got him to Kaiser, then they took him off to Walnut Creek or whatever. But I couldn't go in.
Once you just had to drop him off and then...
Yeah, exactly. Once he got to Walnut Creek, they're like, oh, no, it's COVID. You can't get in here. So what do? You keep on living, right?
You have to. I mean, what else you gonna do?
So I was at San Quentin.
God damn, man.
Full-fledged protest.
That's soldier. That's soldier status right there. Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's doing much better now.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
The bullet hit him. It hit his rib cage, so it split and it missed his heart and came out his side and his back. So yeah.
I mean, it's bad, but you know
Yes.
worse.
Yes. So like I said, that's my test and my testimony, because I could have lost my baby that day. But I also know that these people make mistakes.
They do.
And they're not throwaways. They're not garbage pail kids. And in no way am I saying my husband should not have went to jail, prison, or whatever. But I want to say my husband is serving his 3rd strike, which means he's eligible to parole in 2039 because he had a DUI and he sideswiped a car. So, yes. So that means he drank too much, yes. Does that mean
30 years, though?
Before he's eligible to parole? That's not even a guarantee that they're going to let him go.
Yeah.
That's before you go before the board. So that's ridiculous when your governor was just out not too long ago. I'm sure he had drinks at the French Laundry with his friends, and he drove home, and with no repercussions at all.
A lot of people. I know of others that have killed people and still didn't serve
30 years.
Still didn't serve that much time. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. I think they got probation, truth be told.
Yeah. I mean, we know people who are actually members of the coalition that will tell you, because they had connections, they had similar charges that were dropped down to, I think, drunken disorderly, maybe misdemeanor, drunk in public, things like that.
In a car.
But
If you're in a car, that's automatic. Yeah, anyway.
But when you have family who are in law and you have money and your skin has a little less melanin, then,
or zero. Yeah, they can get away with it. I mean, and yeah. So
Exactly.
I see. Yeah, and it is injustice, and that's why I asked the question, because some people like everything that they did, they deserve it. They did, and without incriminating myself,
Exactly.
I ain't never went to no damn jail, but I shoulda, I coulda.
I mean, well, it's funny because my husband, he used to be working in food service, and he was like, I've catered parties with the mayor and the police chief and this person and that person, and I've seen them leaving with open cups of alcohol and cases of alcohol because there was leftovers at the end of the party. And he was like, I seen all this, and he was like, yeah, but you're not them. Unfortunately, you don't have the privilege. Like my husband, they forced him to represent himself.
I thought that was illegal.
He represented himself in the 3rd strike, and they said he was competent to represent himself. Correct? They have to declare you competent to be able to do all that.
But I thought you had to request that.
He's been requesting an attorney for as long as I can remember. But he had to represent himself, and then once he was convicted, they then put him on psychiatric medication.
But after he was competent.
Yes. Not during the trial.
This is the minute that he can get out then. I think he can get out.
I mean, we've been fighting it. He's doing what he can as far as paperwork. The prison system has a lot of loopholes, though. Like, they can't go to the law library unless they have something active in court, and it has to be within so many days. So if you don't have a case that you're in the middle of, you can't go research so you can file the case.
I know why that happened, though, because it was these dudes in there that was helping people that didn't have cases but was helping other people. They don't want... Oh, I didn't need to hear that, because that's going to make me upset, man.
But that's how it works. So
I didn't know that.
That's how it works. So it's like when they can go in there, like you said, my husband would be like, yeah, I'm going to go work on my case. I have law library access. I think it was like 2 hours, 2 days a week for 30 days.
Wow.
But he would go in there and try to research his case, but he would also have 5 or 6 other people saying, can you look this up for me? Can you check this out? Can you do this? Because they can't get in. So it's like, so now you're an unofficial lawyer, but your time is so limited. There's only
trying
so
to do
much
for you.
can do.
Yeah. You could fill City of Richmond with what I don't know, but I don't understand why. Why is it limited?
Access to a library. It's just that simple. But, that's one thing that we have issues with. We have issues with the medical. My husband was overdosed on insulin when he was in Solano.
That's a coma, ain't it?
They rushed him to the hospital. They gave him 10 times what the doctor told them to give him. And but apparently that's not a lawsuit because they attempted to remedy it as soon as they became aware of their mistake.
No.
I'm just telling you what I've been told.
What they think we stupid.
Oh my goodness. And speaking of Solano, my husband wanted to do the dog training program. Not at Solano. It is cruel and inhumane to keep dogs in those cells because the temperatures get too excessive.
But humans, they can stack in there for it. Oh my God.
And they
This
put
shit
these
is
things
all
in writing.
ass backwards. So, I mean, that'll tell you that they don't even count y'all as
Exactly.
you're lower than a dog.
Well, think about it. When they had the fires, they evacuated the animal shelter that sits on the same property as that prison.
But
and
not them.
the guards evacuated. They locked buildings and go. That was a number of prisons
That's rough.
that were subjected to fires. The staff left. They locked the places up and left.
What? They live in like a doggy bag? How did they? What?
They probably only left them
Skeleton
a couple hours.
Yeah. But they did leave for.
Yeah, they say that the doors are fireproof, and hope for the best. Well, I mean,
Oh, I don't like that.
we are their voices. They made it. It was a little entertaining. I love my sisters. Let me tell you. My chicas go hard because somehow they found that out and they were outside the prison at 2 a.m. Like, somebody needs to know this is going on. So they got on their Facebook Lives and were like, there are no guards at the front gate of the prison. What does that tell you?
Jesus. Let's get them. Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to know that because there is certain things that I don't need to know because it just infuriates you and then you feel like you got to go do something and then you don't know what to do.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what
I know, but I'm saying I want to do something that really cripples. But I mean, no, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that but yeah.
Call Kathleen Allison at 916-324-7308. She is the secretary of the CDC. She ultimately is the one who makes decisions across the board. The biggest issue we have is she'll tell you it's up to the wardens. The wardens tell you it's up to her. And we keep going back and forth and back and forth. And the courts make it up to their discretion. So that it's just a ping pong game, and they just shuffle us around. So we
Until
need
you
more
give up.
people involved, and we need more people who vote involved, and we need more people to show up at these protests, and more people to get on the email blasts and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to share as much as I can, even some of the stuff that I don't understand, because I don't. This is gonna sound bad, but I don't know if I have any family in jail. I mean, my immediate family
That would be a
is
good
not.
thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I do have dudes I grew up with and people that I care about in jail, and I try to do little things, but I didn't know this is what I didn't. Damn, I didn't. All right, so I guess I'll be joining.
It's
everything.
been very eye-opening. I just had We Are Their Voices had a protest. They were advertising it on Facebook one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to that. I just want to see.
See what it is, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's so inspiring to see other people like me. Because We Are Their Voices, they will tell you we're not an organization. We are a concerned family. That's it, that's all.
Wow.
And that's what I love about them. And I say all the time about them, the movement is a magnet. It's going to attract what it attracts. And we're all different parts of this puzzle. So for me, that's why all the different groups that I follow, because all of them are doing different things. And they're all worthy things.
And they all headed down, it's different paths, but it's all to the same goal.
Yes, we're trying to rebuild our community.
Yeah.
And the California Department of Corrections is trying to tell their communities of black and brown people apart. There's no reason for most of the people in prison to have melanin. We're not the only ones committing crimes. We're just the ones who can't afford lawyers.
Yeah.
So
or are we the ones that don't look like the judge's kids, nephews, and the police? Yeah.
Or maybe you look like the little boy that the judge's daughter ran off with.
Yeah, that's for real.
Or his wife. I mean.
Yeah, I'll teach him. I'll show you. But you can't. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm in now. I just gotta. I'll figure my own way, and then I'll let you know. Because you can start a podcast easily. I can show you how to do everything you need to do, so you can just get up and do what you have to do. Start your YouTube channel, or add to your YouTube channel. The podcast thing it's not simple, but it's effective. Because it'll grow so fast. If you're doing the right things, hashtagging, and like you said, it'll attract what it'll attract. And, you on Spotify and iTunes and everything. Worldwide, though. That's when you get that worldwide. Like Brazil and Germany and Russia, for some reason, love this podcast.
Oh, really?
So that's what I'm saying. You never know who you're going to attract. And it'll just strengthen what you're doing. And then you can do a Patreon. You can do a Patreon, especially when y'all get y'all status and people can pledge from all over the world.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So you can have that as your thing, and then you just put the link there. People can donate. I have a dude, Jeremiah, from Coos Bay in Oregon. That was the first dude that did to the Dark Network. I felt like humble, because it's like this dude said, I'm going to take the time and give this much a month. Oh, nice. And I was like,
bless your heart.
God damn, I got a responsibility. I got to start doing stuff. Now it's people that like this what we're doing. Yeah, so, we'll talk, I guess. And then if you want to do it, we could come here. We could shoot your show. Once a month or every 2 weeks or however you want to do it. We can get you set up.
Oh, that'd be nice. Then maybe we can get Nicole to come out of her house.
Oh, yeah, because the Bay, even that though, because you can just do it with the Zoom. As long as somebody get the audio, you can send that off. It's a good thing. It's a movement starter. Oh, and it's an augmentation of a movement. Mm-hmm. So now you have a video where y'all talking, like even the mimosa thing, you can do that, because I know they have deep conversations. Mimosa will make you have some conversations. So, on those conversations, some of those can be recorded and
I always make fun of her. I be like, when you gonna have a Melanin Mimosa senior edition so the mamas can come and talk?
When is she gonna do that? Because that's who got the game.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's who got the game. So when we was in high school and we thought we knew.
Definitely.
Oh my God, everything, and we sitting there like, man, these people get nothing. But I'm ducking Crescent Park. I'm ducking the townhouses. I ain't know nothing. And luckily, we made it through. But it's
Now,
Survival is information.
I was a girl. I went everywhere.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do that.
I still go everywhere. Well, yeah.
Well, I do now, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
I felt like I
different.
couldn't.
Yeah. Not that my parents knew that.
Yeah. I couldn't play around because it was rough. It was rough out there in the 90s, man.
Dark Network.
So yeah, that's we can do that. We'll set that up if that's something you're interested in, and
Definitely.
we can get
We
that
want
done.
this to grow. Hopefully we'll get some of these guys out, and a couple of them are saying, if they get out, they gonna join the movement so they can help the people
so
behind.
that grow. So what programs do you have? So on the Dark Network, we have a podcast called 100 Years. LaJean, Patrick, and DT. DT is from Richmond. LaJean is from Richmond. Patrick is from Oakland. Collectively, they did 100 years incarcerated. So they got out, and everybody was telling them they're gonna fail. It's nothing you can do. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it sounded like rhetoric to get them right back to where back. So they were on my show, and then we decided, hey, y'all, this is a real subject. Yeah. Let's start talking. So they talking about how, acclimation to this society now with the phones and all this other stuff, which they had phones in there. They wasn't supposed to, but they had phones in there. It's just,
if they don't be the newest and the top of the line.
No, they don't. They don't. And that's why they still don't know shit, because they come out here and they be like, wait a minute, you can do this with your face? Like, yeah, you can. So my question is, what are the programs that you have for them to get work?
Well, there's a list. I didn't bring it with me, but there's a list of about 40 or 50 employers that hire felons. A lot of people assume that they don't, but I wish I would have brought it. But
no, you email it to me and I'll start popping them as you talking.
Yeah, there's definitely a list up there. I think Target is one that will hire felons.
Really?
Yeah, there are companies out there that will hire them. A lot of people assume that they won't. If you go to what is it called? The Reentry Success Center, they can help you get your felonies changed to misdemeanors, giving you some game.
Really?
Yes, sir. So you go to the Reentry Success Center. They have people there that will help you with your legal paperwork to get your stuff expunged down to a misdemeanor. They have people there who will help you with your resume writing.
You should be in prison though.
Don't get me started. With COVID now, they really have limited
to do anything.
Any programming or outside people coming in right now is really limited.
Yeah.
The Reentry Success Center, I recommend that to people who are local in Richmond. I would have to do more research if you branch a little bit farther out. I do have a friend. Her name is Alexis at iMedTech. She's doing the drug testing. Yeah, she has a facility that is ready to work with formerly incarcerated persons,
Wow.
Yeah, we're really trying to build a network. She says she has a friend who has a 6-room halfway house where they transitional housing.
Yeah, transition.
We're trying, people are stepping up, but to be honest, the CDC and San Quentin, they don't make it easy. Even for when E40 donated the hand sanitizer, the population never got it because they said they were afraid that people were going to misuse it. So then where did it go? You didn't send it back.
Yeah, where did it go?
So it's like there's a mismanagement of funds inside the prison across the board. They have all this money that they spend, and then they put the stuff in warehouses and never actually use it for the population.
And then sell it or donate it to somebody.
Yeah, but your paperwork shows you spent the money, so your budget is good. Like I said, it's a shell game. So what we're trying to do on the outside is find connections and links to different groups and organizations that are ready to help these people when they come out. The prison system gets $88,000 a year per person.
Oh.
If that same person were to come out and go to the county and apply for general assistance, we would give them $336 a month, maybe. That's the maximum. And I know this because that's my job. Okay, you're going to get food stamps just went up. You're going to get $204 a month in food stamps. So you do the math. It's worth more money for the state to keep them incarcerated.
Because they get the money versus giving us a piece of some money.
Exactly.
Which makes everything else fall into line now. Now I see why they only get 2 days in the law library. I see why.
Well, think about it. You're sending these men to fire camp, and you're paying them $5 a week to fight the same fires that every other fireman is fighting across the state of California. So they're making $100,000 a year, and these people are making $5 a week.
And if they get hurt, they getting subpar medical.
Wait, you're forgetting the restitution.
So they take it?
If they owe money, yes.
So it's for free. So they probably handpicking the ones with restitution. That sounds bad, man.
To fight fires. And then not to mention the one guy who was fighting the fire, he finished his time, and then they deported him.
Oh, man. Oh, it's a dirty business. And it's business.
Exactly. Which is why no justice under capitalism was formed, because that's basically what it boils down to. You guys are making money. This is new slavery. My husband and I, we argue about it all the time because he's like, well, if you don't do a job, there can be repercussions and you're bored all day. That's one thing as well, because you're just stuck. Like, at least if you have a job, you have a routine that makes your time go by. But I'm like, well, you're not allowed to do anything that's going to, risk your health, though, because what we're not doing is killing ourselves for free.
No. Or killing ourselves for money in general. Is that they're going to end up taking or making you pay another fee for...
Exactly. So, because, for him, because he owes the restitution, they take 55% off the top of whatever he earns. And because he has lawsuits against them, they take another 20% and put that towards whatever the filing fees for the lawsuits. Yeah. So you work, for every dollar you earn, you're getting a quarter for him.
For him, yeah.
So it's really not worth you risking your life.
I would say not. Damn. Because I'm thinking in my mind, I just don't know. I just didn't think.
It's a dirty game.
It is it's a filthy, disgusting game now that I think about it. The laws of how the laws have changed so that it can incarcerate these people, so that it's a, God damn it, it's a business. It's capitalism.
Yeah. Well, they have a law now. I think it's 1170D, where it's discretionary for the prison to put people up for release. If they've already served their base time, and
I'm out,
and they're not doing anything. Well, no, because my husband's base time was 39 months. He would have been home a long time ago. He went in 2014. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his base time was only 39 months, but the third strike gets him back up
to 20. That's the 20.
Plus, yes. So, but with the 1170D, they have the discretion to not impose that third strike.
So they could let him out right now.
Yes.
But it's not good for business, so they not.
Exactly. And there are a lot of people in there. That's they go to court and they get these laws to pass, but then they're always discretionary.
Which means nothing then. Because
exactly.
Whoever decides, you can just decide. That's a blank check. Why? I don't understand. I got to start reading.
That's the problem. We've in our coalition meetings, we've had formerly incarcerated persons who've actually said that, sometimes even if you can find a staff member who wants to help you, they get repercussions from other staff members that are like, why are you trying to be nice to them? Why you want to be friends with them? What's in it for you? So then it's easier for them to just stay hands off because they don't want the repercussions on the other end.
It's bullying. It's really just bullying. I was talking to the veteran guy, the Don DeJaga, and he does NAB vets for vets. And then he said it was a young Latino lady. They were just helping brown people. She started saying, well, why are all these, black people doing this and why they have this? And she started asking questions. They got rid of her in 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
because now why are you helping them? So people don't want to hear this, but when I tell people like we second, third class citizens in America, people like, no, but Obama was president. I say, come on, cuz. you can't point at one example and tell me this, and I don't even know what that's about. So I don't even know that, but I know how I feel, and I know how other people feel.
Exactly.
It's second class.
It's ridiculous. It's like the drains in the prison don't even drain all the way. So you're telling them, social distance, stay clean, stay healthy. But when they're walking in the shower and someone else's water from the shower before them is already there, what are they supposed to do?
And you got to take a shower.
Exactly. You give them one roll of toilet paper a week. My husband wrote up a complaint because it's like you have people in here with COVID. They're sick. They're throwing up. They have diarrhea. And when their toilet paper runs out, now what are they supposed to do?
Oh, yeah.
So then they're trading their food for toilet paper. It's ridiculous. And then he won the complaint. And then the supervisor was like, you know what? Order everybody 2 rolls of toilet paper. Like, double your order.
Yeah.
But then the people who are supposed to implement it have a problem with that. So they don't want to do it. So then when you complain to them, your boss told you to do such and such, their response is write it up. And it can take 30 to 60 days. Exactly. But because it takes so long for those things to get hashed out, is it really worth it for you to keep going back and forth? Now, my husband tells you all the time, I don't got nothing but time. If y'all let me go, I might leave you alone. But
might. I know I wouldn't. Let me get outside. I'm going to tear y'all ass up.
Exactly. But it's like everything shouldn't be a battle. Like, human need should not be a battle. And the fact that they keep seeing medical people, it's never the same person. So you can't establish a rapport with your doctor because, when you go back in 6 weeks, 2 months, it's not going to be the same person.
Is that by design?
I believe it's because they contract.
That's even worse. Contractors usually don't care that much.
Exactly. Well, you might get one, but then they're not coming back anyway. So
they'll
write up their request, but they don't follow through to make sure it actually happened.
Because they're not there.
And if the doctor behind them doesn't agree, then you have to start over. So yeah, that's a whole nother issue.
Jesus.
My husband was saying they cook the food at 3 or 4 in the morning. They roll it out into the building at like 5. But then, depending on the staff, sometimes they don't get it till like 9 or 10. So my breakfast, it was hot when you made it 4 or 5 hours ago.
Now see, man.
Yeah, and mind you, the milk is sitting there or whatever for those hours or whatever. They've had people send out pictures of rotten vegetables and stuff, spoiled milk, things like that. It's like, yeah, we march because somebody has to know we're watching.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that we felt we could get the word out. And that's why I love We Are Their Voices and No Justice Under Capitalism. Some of the other groups as well, but I'm more active with those two.
Yeah.
I
like it. I like the idea of it because I think if you got a group of people, inmates, not all, some, that knows that somebody...
Person.
Oh, incarcerated persons. What's wrong with inmates?
That is the slave master's term.
I got you. Okay. Remember that, y'all. Inmates is, you might as well call them nigga slaves. Don't do that. All right. Incarcerated persons, they know that somebody cares about them. So when they do get out, they join these kind of things and they feel like I'm never going back in there because these people did this to keep me out. So it's like a honor system where the people that get, and you can't save everybody, but
yes,
if the few that you do can talk to other people, you'll get less people in there. And I think that, truthfully, that is the sleeping giant. People talk about prisons and this and that, but I think those people, and it sounds bad, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. These dudes know the law and broke it anyway, or broke it on an accident or whatever. Mm-hmm. But these are the dudes that'll get up and do what needs to be done if they feel like it needs to be done. Even though, I've been in jail. Not me, I'm just saying. I've been in jail. I know what it is if I got to do this so that the younger kids can do these things. And I'm willing to do it, and that's what we're gonna have to need. Like you said, rebuilding the community within the community, but without all of this Chevron and whoever else want to. Well, no, you can't say that. We want to use the word inmates. It's certain things that they want to implement if you get money. Because we do something called OCAR, where it's our community as a resource. And I'll talk to you about it afterward. I guess that is a good conversation so other people will know. So I don't know the difference between the two. What are some of the pros and cons of having a nonprofit versus a for-profit company?
Well, the nonprofit, I know you have to keep the income under like $50,000 or something.
Do you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's basically before it, and you don't have to file taxes on it. So it's basically a tax thing.
Yeah.
That's all it is, if you're planning on like a lot of money running through there and getting like bigger sponsors and you're like really trying to make it where this is your job now and you want it to pay you and then you probably will. Well, I don't want to say it like that.
Because you can stipend yourself money.
Yes.
As a yeah.
I think it's just like the numbers game.
Yeah.
Basically.
What you expect from it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I'll right
look
now,
that up.
and like we're not doing this to earn money. We're doing this to create awareness and save our community.
Save people.
So
yeah.
any money that we make will go into the business. It won't be for
That's
us.
nonprofit. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely for the families of the incarcerated persons. And basically, we want to work on the connection between people who are inside and their children.
Got you.
Because, like, for my husband, it's getting a little better now that his kids are older.
Yeah.
But, when they were a little younger, dealing with your ex on a phone that they got to pay for.
Man. That'll severely limit the conversation. All right, cut this motherfucker off then.
So we want to focus on that. Maybe like try to raise money where we can give the kids maybe phone cards so they can keep in contact with their incarcerated person, and it doesn't cost their other parent.
Yeah, anything. Yeah,
exactly. We want to try to build that network that way, and give them a place where we can meet and talk about these things and help each other out with different issues, because everybody's at different stages in life. So, we want it when we get it all together. Our plan is to have a room where we have licensed childcare. So the parents can go in the room and have their meetings or whatever and know that their kids are safe.
Yeah.
And, maybe
it's
even...
just removing obstacles. It's just, making it easier to do basic human needs.
Exactly.
Wow.
And still have, we want them to have a resource room where they can go and look for jobs and look for housing and things like that. And it's a network because we know we can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Nicole and I have been friends, I always say almost 20 years. She's like, I'm not that old. More like 15 years. We met up. Our kids were still, I should say, my kids were still young because Nicole just had a new baby. Like I said, that's one. She also has one that's about 24. So
why would she go
that's
into
a whole nother story.
Jail again? Not jail, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't have said that, but you know what I mean.
It's a beautiful thing because she's at a completely different place in her life. So, just being able to provide and not have all the stresses that you had as
does make it easier.
17-year-old mom,
Man.
It's a completely different monster. And I tell her all the time, thank you, because I could just Amazon the baby stuff and I get to be TT of a little one without the responsibility.
I know that's right, goddammit, because I know that's right. Man.
So it all works out, but the baby, it helps us remember that love and connection that she's able to have in her child. There are people out there who don't get to do that
at all,
especially with COVID, because the prison shut down visiting in March, so there's been no physical contact since March. I was blessed yesterday. I had my video visit with my husband. I'm sorry.
I saw that. You said 90.
Don't like it.
90%.
Yeah, well,
90%
it kept buffering.
Oh.
So it was like he would be there, and I'm like, hey, and then he'd go away.
Man.
But you know that in 9 months, that was the first time I had seen him. So even over the computer.
Even if it's your husband? I thought it was a special.
No, the prison shut down visiting back in March. So those people who have had new babies this year, they're children who've never met their parents at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because of how everything happened. They're like, even the little ones, therapists say when, under 3, if the child doesn't see you within like 2 weeks, they forget you. They go through their grieving and it's like you don't even exist. So for these young babies who, it's a voice on the phone, my husband and I have a joke because like now he calls and I'm like, good morning, Charlie. Like,
Damn.
So he's like, good morning, Angel. But it's like, because now you're a voice on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's all you've been for 9 months. At least before you can go, I was a junkie. I was going every Saturday and Sunday, and I was getting my 2 hours in every day.
Wow.
That's in San Quentin. When he was in Solano, I did every day in Solano too. Every holiday, every weekend. When he was down in Southern California, I probably went twice a month, maybe sometimes 3 times a month.
That's still huge.
I mean, 400 miles each way. I was, get up at 4, be at my visit by 8:30.
Man.
Stay there for a couple hours, get a hotel, do it again. Then you got to drive 4 hours back that night.
Jesus.
So,
And that shit shut down. So that really put a dent in what you was seeing your husband.
Yeah. So to go from seeing, and I'm ashamed to say I was taking it for granted. I really was, because I would plan things around that. My friends be like, want to do such and such? Girl, my visit be over by such and such. I'd be on my way.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, Jesus, just give me 10 minutes.
Can I just smell him? I just,
so I can just touch it,
Man.
So it has changed our relationship. It added some stress.
I believe that.
Especially for him. Because he was so used to seeing me all the time, it's like, what
It's a real loss.
Yeah. It's almost like mourning somebody. But then, we get the phone calls, and depending on what's going on, when he had COVID, I think I might have talked to him like once every 2 weeks. Because, they try to keep them away from everybody, so they don't want them using the phones. But it's like, well, wait a minute. The last time I talked to him, he told me he has this deadly disease, and
now I haven't talked to him in the 13 days. Y'all got to tell me something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you got to try and call and see if you can get through the medical staff. Then you got to prove who you are before they tell you anything. So it's really stressful.
Yeah.
But
you obviously love him. I mean, anybody listening can tell that you know that's your main man.
Yeah, the video call helped. I give him that. No.
Is that something that's going to be more recent now, or?
Well, they're implementing. They're saying once a month, 30 minutes once a month. Yeah, no comparison to being in somebody's face every weekend, 2 days in a row. No comparison at all. But it was nice to see him. Although he has this new thing he's doing with his beard and mustache, talking about he's gonna twist something out.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, the last time I saw him, everything bald head, clean shaven. So
now you see, and he look like Moses. He like, no.
I was like, what's going on under your mask, honey? Like,
yeah, look, you got a nest of spiders under there, son. Yeah.
So, he's exploring his individuality as much as he can.
Yeah, whatever stops him from going crazy, I guess it's all gravy.
Yeah.
It's a state of affairs in there. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, it's crazy, but to just have it ripped away, because it was funny, because when they sent the email out and said visits were canceled, I fell to the floor at work, and my friends were like, what the hell? I was like, I just wanted one more. Like,
man.
Like, they knew what they was doing, though, because if I'd have known it was only going to be one more, I might have got in trouble that day.
Man. Yeah. That'd be they kept you there. They was like, nope, you got to go to one now.
Please join my page, Melanated Harmony, on Facebook. No Justice Under Capitalism on Facebook. We are their voices. Impact, Ella Baker Center, All of Us or None. Check out Minister King. He is one of the brothers who actually participated in the hunger strike. He is currently, I think he's been free for about a year now. So he is definitely boots to the ground and totally down. We love Mr. King, so check him out. California Prison Focus. If you want to support us, just check us out on our Facebook pages. Contact me at the Gmail, Melanated Harmony 20 or Melanated Harmony 2020. We actually have both. Please, if you have the time, contact Martinez County Jail and tell them to treat Tyjon Shepard or let him go so his family can get him the adequate health care that he needs, and then he can stand trial. Contact Kathleen Adlison and your governor. Let them know that we want mass releases, not transfers. Stop spreading COVID throughout the prison system. This all happened because of a horrible transfer from Chino. Like San Quentin had 0. You transferred these people in, they went from 0 to 1,500 within a month.
Habeas corpus. Y'all file your habeas corpus names and send it in.
Yes. Send me the names and we'll send the package directly to your inmates with the postage and everything. So all they have to do is fill out the paperwork.
Wow.
Yeah, we're doing it all. I got packets in my car right now. So if you're in Richmond, I'll bring it to you if you want.
Damn.
Any way you will need it, we will work with you because we want to get as many people as free as possible so we can rebuild our community. They need to be home so they can help teach their children not to make the same mistakes that they made.
Yes. I like it. This has been How Do You View You with the powerful soldier, Tamera Morgan-Hudson, Mrs. Hudson. Peace.
All right, welcome to the Translucent Podcast once again.
And my lane is the positive music. You know, a lot of